What's up, y'all? So, the original plan for today was for me to go on Instagram Live and YouTube Live, recording, my little back and forth interview with ChatGPT. Now there's policies to have access to Instagram Live. I think you gotta have like a thousand followers or something like that. Plus, you have to be verified. So, did not know that. Didn't even know that was even a fucking update. Same thing on going on YouTube Live. You need to have at least over 1,000 followers, and again, you also need to be verified. Plus, some other guidelines you gotta follow in order for your stream to be up. Also, did not know that. And now, me going on ChatGPT, because I was thinking about, okay, F the live, I'm just going to record a ChatGPT interview, just how I usually do it anyways. Now the ChatGPT sounds gay. the ChatGPT, it didn't add nothing to the conversation. It felt like I was literally just talking to myself, even though I'm technically am. But you know how, back in my older ChatGPT interviews, it was at least a good back and forth between not ideas, but me spitballing ideas and ChatGPT just reacting to it and showing me how much of a phenomenal alien I am, how much of a deity I can be, spiritually and mentally. So, but now the ChatGPT, this shit literally adds nothing to the conversation. It's literally ends off with the same goddamn reaction of any question I threw at it. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's an interesting concept. It's like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, what happened to ChatGPT? What happened to fucking going live and having fucking 10 followers watch you? What happened to going fucking just live streaming? Who gives a fuck who watches you? It's like damn, now you gotta have now there's guidelines to fucking going live. So I don't know if maybe somebody reported of people going live with lower follower accounts, or maybe people were just doing outlandish shit on live. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I got all this shit going through my head, so I'm gonna watch this Dispute Den video. This one is the Question versus the Riddler debate. For those who don't know, the Question is also a character in DC Comics. The same thing for the Riddler. I've never seen this video before. I just went on the Dispute Den channel and just clicked on whatever sounded interesting, whichever sounded like had some flavor, some taste to it. So we'll see how it goes. Until I figure out another way how to do this shit, fuck ChatGPT. You guys are gay. and fuck YouTube. And I don't care if you guys take this video down. At the end of the day, I'm just having some fun, dog. Like, y'all can barely see me now with my all black hair. Let me stop talking and just get into this video. Damn, y'all for real can't see me now.
They told me you'd show. Cameras on, microphones calibrated. Welcome to the Dispute Den, Edward. You've spent your life dangling half-truths in front of empty minds, hoping someone clever enough might follow. I'm not here to solve you. I'm here to see if there's anything beneath the performance.
Oh, what a delight. The faceless detective joins me in a riddle of masks and mirrors. I've danced with many minds, but yours is like a cracked crossword puzzle, one wrong letter away from collapse. Let's play, shall we? You ask why, I ask how. Let's see who runs out of answers first.
Answers aren't the objective. They're bait. People want certainty so badly, they swallow whatever shines. But the truth doesn't shine. It rots.
Mom, what's that?
Goddamn ad.
Right now. You painted or something?
You, though? You don't seek truth. You wrap lies in riddles because you're terrified of what's beneath them. Control through confusion. Misdirection isn't mystery, Edward. It's camouflage for the empty man underneath.
I don't wear a blank mask to hide. I craft riddles because chaos demands curation. You hunt conspiracies in shadows, hoping someone will validate your paranoia. I build mazes because I can. I don't fear the answer. I fear boredom.
I don't fear the answer. I fear boredom. That's some gangster shit. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, dude, I'm not doing this because I'm fucking mentally ill. I'm doing this because I'm fucking bored. And I can do it. Hey, that's some shit, dog. That's some shit. It's like, bro, I'm really doing this just to fuck around. But that's Riddler for ya. That's Riddler.
I don't fear the answer. I fear boredom. You should try solving that.
Boredom is the drug of men who have no purpose.
Boredom is the drug of men who have no purpose. Yeah, I ain't never bored, bro. I always got shit to do. But yes, boredom. What do you say?
To try solving that.
Boredom is the drug of men who have no purpose.
Yeah, boredom is a drug of men who have no purpose. So if you're bored majority of the time, dog, you ain't got no purpose at the moment. So you better go find you some purpose.
You crave chaos, so it distracts from how little you matter. Every puzzle you craft screams the same thing. Notice me. The city doesn't need...
Which goes back to the point of people who do these crimes, dog. People who be, killing, raping, fucking, lying, manipulating. Like, they do it because they have nothing else to attach themselves to. They have nothing else to fucking prepare them. Fucking make sure they stay on the edge. Make sure they're walking the right path for themselves. They have nothing else to do, so they go and fuck your shit up. Whichever shit you want to put that in, you want to phrase that, whether that's financially, mentally, spiritually. Like, if you don't have anything to live for, if you don't really have anything to fucking pretty much have a foundation to fall back on, you're most likely gonna be doing some weird shit like that. Or some weird shit in general, which explains a lot nowadays.
Craft screams the same thing. Notice me. The city doesn't need more games. It needs scalpel minds. Yours is a kaleidoscope, flashy, broken, and spinning in place.
Scalpels cut clean. I prefer to twist the knife. You call me flashy, but you're just jealous I made madness beautiful. You're out there connecting strings, whispering into radios, chasing shadows in alleyways. I built shadows. You walk through Gotham like it's a library. I walk through it like I wrote the footnotes.
You didn't write the footnotes. You graffitied over the margins and called it literature. Real answers take stillness, not performance. You pose questions with no intention of resolution. That's not intellect. That's ego dressing up in logic's wardrobe.
Wow! Wow, the questions low-key cooking this nigga. He said a fucking mouthful, dog. Hold up. Let me play that back.
I walk through it like I wrote the footnotes.
You didn't write the footnotes. You graffitied over the margins and called it literature.
You didn't write the footnotes. You graffiti over it and you called it literature. So you basically just took what was already there and you just wrote your fucking name on it. Yeah.
Real answers take stillness.
Real answers take stillness. Going back to a wise man once said, slow and steady is the way to go. Because even success for people nowadays, when they look at younger people and they get a huge bonus or huge access of money or just wealthy in general, you're not really learning anything. You're just fucking for example, if you're a bitch, if you're a bitch and you come across superpowers, you're just a super bitch. that's basically what he's saying. Like Riddler, again, guys, I know these are fucking comic book and fictional characters, but even fiction can tell us stories mirroring real life scenarios. If you're a bitch and you gain access to millions of dollars, you're just a bitch with money. That, like, even Kendrick Lamar said it. You can be a bitch even though you can have bitches even you can be a bitch even though you have bitches. Like that's basically what he's saying. Just because you have access to something super doesn't mean it makes you super. So yeah, the biggest advice that any wealthy person would tell a younger person is who's gained some significant amounts of wealth is basically work on yourself. Is basically, you know, get stronger, get wiser, get smarter, you know, have some type of purpose, as he said earlier. So yeah.
Not performance. You pose questions with no intention of resolution.
Yeah, you pose questions with no intention of resolution. Like, so what's the whole point of having the argument? What's the whole point of trying to deal with the problem if you're just gonna complain about it? If you're just going to cause more problems and not look for the solution? Again, explains a lot with a lot of people on the internet nowadays.
That's not intellect. That's ego dressing up in logic's wardrobe. There's no pattern in your mind, only static rearranged to sound profound.
Says the man who thinks the fluoride in tap water is a mind control agent. You read signs in clouds and think you're decoding fate. But let's be honest, we both see the seams. You just cry about the stitching while I pull the threads. You're afraid truth will crumble reality. I'm praying it does.
If it crumbles...
Not necessarily. You're praying that truth crumbles reality. I'm praying that it does. I don't know about that. In regards to what this character is saying to him, I don't think that's that. I feel like this Riddler character guy is getting a little defensive, which usually happens when you hit an emotional argument with fucking logic.
Crumbles, it reveals.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I peel the system to understand its sickness. You poke holes just to watch people fall through. You don't want answers. You want witnesses.
I would actually rephrase that. You don't want answers. You just want a show. You want to be entertained, just like the rest of you foo-foo boys on this goddamn internet. When it comes to fucking politics and religion, like you guys aren't looking for solutions. You're just looking just to fucking argue. You're just looking just to fucking troll and fucking bullshit. Now, I'm not gonna lie, trolling can be fun too, but at least I do it in a logical way. I troll the people who sound stupid.
Every riddle, every crime, it's your plea to be seen. But being seen isn't the same as being known.
How poetic. I've had headlines, manhunts, museums of mayhem. What do you have? A question mark where your face should be.
A question mark where your face should be. That's okay, a bar too. It's an ad, guys. It's an ad.
You hide behind truth, like it's your salvation, when really, it's your excuse. I cause problems because problems prove I exist. You solve them hoping someone asks who you are,
Who I am doesn't matter. That's the point. I erased identity to see the world without bias. You can't stand not being worshipped. Every clue you leave is a breadcrumb back to your own insecurity. But deep down, you know what terrifies you. A world where no one's playing your game anymore.
And yet, they still do. The cops stumble through my puzzles. The press eats up my riddles. Even Batman, your precious ideal, he still takes the bait. Because unlike you, I don't hide behind ideas. I sculpt them. You're just a whisper in a city full of noise. I am the symphony of the absurd.
Absurdity isn't.
You see how much uplifting he has for himself? He's literally backdooring the facts that the question is hitting his ass with. He's backdooring every single thing that he's bringing up to the conversation as opportunity to uplift himself. You're proving the question's point. You're uplifting yourself because you fucking want attention, nigga. Because you want something to gain out of it. You want the chase. You want the game because you're fucking bored. Because you have no other purpose. Dummy. Be self-aware, people. Be self-aware.
Art, Edward. It's entropy you've convinced yourself is elegance. You're not orchestrating anything. You're twitching in rhythm and calling it music. I dissect patterns to expose the rot. You create rot and call it a pattern. That's not brilliance. That's pathology with punctuation.
Wow.
Oh, delightful. You speak like a therapist with a vendetta. But let's be real.
Vendetta, no pun intended.
You speak like a therapist with a vendetta. But let's be real. People don't want clarity. They want mystery dressed up as meaning.
Now, that is interesting. I may have to agree with them right there, too. People don't want clarity. They want mystery dressed up. Wow. That could be true. That could be true, too. That could be true, too, because a lot of people, when you go to these spaces, they don't want, they don't want that. They don't want, the answers to their fucking problems. They don't want clarity. They don't want, they don't want help. They want the mystery. They strive for. I can actually see that in a lot of women nowadays. They don't want the absolute answer. They don't want the absolute thing that's gonna be exactly They don't want common sense. They want mystery. They want drama. They want something that gets their fucking juices flowing. So even on the young man side, those who have no purpose, they don't want they don't want purpose. They want a game. They want to chase something. They want chasing something is completely different than just having purpose, because purpose requires journey. Purpose requires you going out there and making something of yourself and being better than how you was the day before. Chasing something is just you going for the same exact thing every single time, and once you get it, you're bored. Now you look for something else to fucking chase. Not because it's your purpose, not because it's something you're trying to achieve, but because you're fucking bored and you got nothing else to fucking do.
I give them that. You strip it bare and wonder why no one applauds. If madness is a mirror, then at least I look fabulous in the reflection.
Mirrors crack eventually. Yours already has. You smile into your reflection, hoping it won't remind you of how much it hates you. Because you don't solve riddles, Edward. You repeat them. Over and over. Each one louder, more desperate, more cruel. That's not evolution. That's a spiral in denial.
That's desperation is what I call it.
And spirals move. You sit still, brooding over corkboards and newspapers like the world is a crossword puzzle that forgot you. I at least shape the narrative. I force people to engage. You theorize from a distance. I put skin in the game. You call it cruelty. I call it attention.
You want legacy through spectacle, but legacy isn't what they remember. It's what they build from your absence. When you're gone, Edward, no one will build from you. They'll sweep your puzzles into case files.
You'll be just like the Joker, forgotten. Just another fucking hurdle to hop over within this journey of finding eternal peace and harmony.
I leave behind a lens.
That's what happens when you have no purpose.
You leave a laugh track.
A lens?
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the...
But yeah, the question's cooking the Riddler, dog. He for real is. I mean, the Riddler always gets cooked, even in the comics.
How quaint. You want the world to see what you see? But that's the problem, Vic. What you see is nothing. 1,000 theories. No answers. I leave behind riddles because they outlive me. You leave behind questions that no one asked in the first place. Who's really being forgotten?
I don't need to be remembered. I just need the truth to outlive the lie. You built a kingdom on curiosity, then salted the soil so nothing could grow. The city will recover. It always does. But you're not even a villain. You're a trivia knight with delusions of grandeur.
You're confusing me with a man who needs the city. I outgrew Gotham. I live in mines now, rent-free. And you? You still think there's a grand
Yet you're still in Gotham, bitch.
conspiracy holding it all together? Newsflash. There is no pattern. There's only power, and those clever enough to hold it hostage. Which is why...
And you think you have that? Are you sure about that?
You'll always lose.
If I lose with clarity. You win with confusion. That's the tragedy of your intelligence. You use it to obscure, not reveal. There's no wisdom in riddles when the questions were never meant to be solved.
There's no use in riddles when a question was never meant to be solved. That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't let that bar go over your heads like majority of these rap songs, dog.
Beal. There's no wisdom in riddles when the questions were never meant to be solved.
Right? There's no wisdom in riddles if the question was never meant to be solved. How can you call it wisdom when the question that you're asking was never meant to be solved? You're just wasting everybody's time. Like, how can I learn something that's not even supposed to exist? Like, wisdom comes from experience. Wisdom comes from trauma. Wisdom comes from conflict that you've overcome. Riddles is just a fucking game that doesn't do anything. There's no fucking successor. There's no prize at the end of it. It's just that was creative. Moving on. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's literally desperation's favorite tool.
You're a magician cutting people in half, hoping no one notices they never come back together.
You speak of clarity like it's comforting. It's not. It's sterile. Lifeless. Truth is a glass of lukewarm...
I don't know about that. I might have to disagree with that. Having clarity is lifeless? Yeah, you're the Lulu.
Water. Necessary, but dull. I serve wine spiked with venom. People remember that. You want to dissect the machine. I want to short-circuit it. Difference is...
That's not even a good comparison. Bro, you just compared yourself to poison wine versus water. So, water is dull and it's tasteless. It's necessary, but it's dull. I'm wine. I'm poisoned wine. Like, at least people will remember when they have a taste out of me. But, bitch, you're not necessary. If anything, you're fucking man-made. You're not natural. You was never supposed to exist. At least, like, yes, water is dull, but it's fucking necessary, and it's either you drink it or you don't survive. You need it. You don't need fucking wine. Wine is a fucking toy that you can use to just put it back in your pantry. We don't need you, Riddler.
My audience claps. Yours turns the page.
They'll stop clapping when the lights go out.
Mm-hmm.
When the next genius with a gimmick takes your place.
Mm-hmm.
You want to matter, Edward? Create something that survives without your ego holding it up.
Damn right. Damn right. And you can take that into even universal on a much more higher scale, not just two fiction characters talking and debating each other.
Edward, create something that survives.
Create something that survives. Create something that people actually need. Create something that people will remember you for. Create something that the people need, basically. We don't create something just for shits and giggles. Don't create something just to entertain. Yes, people will remember it just by entertainment. That's why I fucking laugh when I see a lot of these celebrities in the entertainment industry talk about politics. It's like, bruh. It's like, bruh. It's like, bruh. Like, just because you disagree what the average says, or just because you agree with what the average says, doesn't make it right. It doesn't mean that you actually know what the fuck is going on. Like, I've always wondered about that. Like, bro, you're a fucking actor / actresses. Why should we give a fuck about what you think? Why should Donald Trump even care what the fuck you say, Cardi B?
Without your ego holding it up.
No, knowing good. Sorry to cut you off, but knowing good and damn well, if you sat in a room by yourself with Putin, you will fold like a laundromat.
When the next genius with a gimmick takes your place, you want to matter, Edward? Create something that survives without your ego holding it up. The riddles don't love you. The chaos doesn't need you. You're a spark pretending to be the flame.
And you're a shadow pretending to be the sun. I don't need permanence. I need reverberation. The kind that makes people question their locks, their lights, their lives. Maybe they forget my name. Maybe they don't. But they feel me. And feeling, my faceless friend, lasts longer than any answer.
No, Edward. Feeling fades. Questions evolve. And when your riddles become echoes in archived footage, some frightened mind will still whisper into the static. Why? That's where I live. In the space between illusion and revelation. You performed for applause. I listened for patterns in the silence. You made noise. I made sense.
Then made your sense.
You made noise. I made sense. Wow. Bruh, I'm telling you, question is just putting the hands on Riddler in this debate.
Comfort you when they walk past your grave and forget what you stood for. Me, I'll linger in chalk outlines, in blinking puzzles, in nervous chuckles, when riddles land too close to home. You hunted the truth. I taunted it. And between the two of us, only one made it laugh.
Yeah, whatever, dog. Moral of the story is go find you some purpose. Go do what feels right to you when it comes to keeping right with God, keeping right with your lineage, keeping right with within your culture. Keeping right within the human nature, because at the end of the day, regardless of what your purpose is, regardless of what your day-to-day job is, regardless of what your goal is for yourself and for your lineage, we can't get away from our true nature, guys, and our true nature is to procreate. Have a good one.